Hey, yeah, good morning. Hey, yeah, so I'm at work. It's a beautiful day at the restaurant. Yeah, okay, yeah, so I'm done and packing it up and going home. Ugh. Ugh. Hey, yeah, so it has been kind of a longish day, but it's an over day, so yeah, life is good. And we're gonna discuss our topic very, very shortly. All right. Take care. Be well. See you soon. Hey, yeah. Oh, wow. Sorry about the wait. Oh, yeah. It appears. Oh, that I've stumbled upon somebody else's coffee morning at the secret place. So, yeah. I'm going to talk about evolution. What evolution is and what evolution is not, because I find all too often with young earthers, they seem to have some very, how shall we say, misguided ideas about what evolution is and isn't. And very often those ideas have nothing at all to do with evolution and everything to do with their absolute fear of making any effort to even try to understand what evolution is or what evolution is not. Yeah, young earthers are like that, unfortunately. So, what is evolution? Evolution is a process, a completely non magical process of genetic recombination and sorting and selection that takes place at the genetic level. It's a biological process. And it's a process that can be and has been observed, documented, tested, and yes, manipulated for profit. Do you think that our modern crops are the same crops that we've been farming for hundreds of years with no changes? Ye gods, no. Every modern crop, every modern livestock that we have is the product of evolution, of selective breeding, of human interference at the genetic level. We have been tinkering with their genetics for hundreds of years, if not thousands of years, to get higher yields in order to stave off famine. Yes, we humans have been manipulating evolution since we've been farming. And how does one manipulate a process that doesn't exist? Well, one does not. In order to be able to manipulate evolution, evolution has to exist and be a biological process that can be understood and manipulated. And that's exactly what it is. A biological process that is understood and which can be and is manipulated. Yeah. And that is something that creationists really need to hide. They have to hide the fact that evolution has been observed, documented, tested, and consciously manipulated by human intervention. Time after time after time after time, because otherwise they have to acknowledge that evolution exists. And once they acknowledge it, then they have to understand it and shoehorn it into their religious theology. And that requires them to be honest, which young earthers can never be. In simplest terms, evolution is a change in allele frequencies within a breeding population. But there's a little more to it than that. Evolution is mutation plus selection. And the selection is sexual selection, which is to say, females decide who they're going to mate with. Yes. Males compete against each other for mates, or mate surreptitiously by luring females away from the bigger males and getting in a little bit of action on their own there. But yeah, it's not about killing. Evolution is about fucking. So there we are. Separate, unrelated scientific disciplines. Let's not conflate them with one another. Let's remember to keep them separate. The Big Bang is cosmology. Origin of the universe, cosmology, not biology. Evolution is biology, not cosmology. Has nothing to do with the origin and formation of the universe. Has nothing to do with the origin and formation of the sun, the moon, the stars, the planets. Has nothing to do with anything outside of biology. Can we agree to acknowledge this fact? Please, creationists, please acknowledge this fact. Evolution is biology, not cosmology. Please. Thank you. And having acknowledged this fact, can we please go with no magic involved? There is nothing magical about biological processes. They are strictly predictable, observable, testable biological processes that have nothing to do with magic. Nobody in the biological sciences ever invokes magic. This is a creationist phenomenon, invoking magic. You invoke magic, we don't. We don't invoke magic. We invoke testable biological processes which operate with not the slightest bit of magic involved, because it's all about breeding and selecting. Selective pressure exerted upon populations to determine which branch of that population will become the dominant branch in terms of simple numbers. Basically, it's about outbreeding the competition within your own population. And to do that, you have to survive, which means you have to be adapted to your environment, adapted to the food, the predators, and the climate. And if you're not adapted to those things, if you're maladapted, chances are you're not going to breed, and you're not going to live, and you're not going to leave any descendants to carry forward your maladaptive traits. And this is as much true for cattle in a barn who are selectively bred by humans as it is for Cape buffalo in Africa who are selectively bred by crocodiles and lions intervening through predation upon their populations. Yeah. Selective pressure takes many forms. The farmer who decides which animals get to breed and which ones don't the lion that selectively preys upon the easiest ones to go after, the crocodile that ambush predates upon those that are the least vigilant. This results in animals with the desired characteristics of survival in their environment. This doesn't mean that you've created a super species that can survive anywhere, but it does mean that you're creating a population that can survive in their environment. And that's all that evolution does. It doesn't care about the ability to put polar bears in the tropics or the ability to put lions in the Arctic. It's not about that. It's about polar bears surviving in the Arctic. Everything about a polar bear is suited for Arctic survival. It's about lions in the tropics. Everything about a lion is suited for survival in the Arctic, in the tropics. Brain fart. Survival in the tropics. If you put them in the wrong environment, they're not going to function. They're going to die. Unless there is some sort of human intervention to protect them, which, yeah, not good. But I'm digressing. There's nothing magical about it. There's no magic. There are no spells, no incantations, no wizard waving a magical wand. It's just predictable, testable, biological processes. And I do wish that young earthers would stop saying, "It must be magic," every time you point out something that has nothing to do with magic. Please, stop invoking magic. We're not invoking magic, so you stop invoking magic, please. Thank you. So yes, evolution is an observed, documented process that can be tested. And there's nothing magical about it. More importantly, what evolution is not. Evolution is not the formation of the universe, nor is it the origin of life. These are totally separate fields. Although the origin of life does fit within biology, the origin of the universe, however, is cosmology. It's a completely separate science that is completely distinct from biology. Biology is what life does. Cosmology is what atoms do. Totally separate. So let's establish that right now. The Big Bang is cosmology, not biology. Evolution is biology, not cosmology. Can we accept this? Can we recognize this? Can we acknowledge this? I hope so, because it is a basic scientific fact. These are separate, unrelated disciplines, and they need to be treated as separate, unrelated disciplines. Can we do that? So yeah, evolution is a biological process that does not involve magic, that does not involve miracles, and does not require anything that cannot be explained through simple explanations. And young earthers really, really need to actually listen instead of overruling us and shouting, "Oh, it's magic, it's magic, it's magic," every time we try to explain a non-magical biological process. There's no magic involved. Stop telling us that we believe in magic when we don't. Thank you. Now go enjoy your